All right. Yeah. Starting a little late today, guys. It's I lost track of time, and that stuff happens. So, what had actually happened? Today's Wednesday, and we have a little bit of a different schedule on Wednesdays for the kids in the household, and so with their school, the kids are going to school. They're in elementary school, of course, but they are back in school like part time, 2.5 hours a day. But on Wednesdays, it's all remote learning. Okay, so and then of course the wife and I are still distance learning, and so what ended up happening on Wednesday, or what happens on Wednesdays, is the kids do remote learning. So normally in the mornings, the agreement with me and my wife is that I take the kids into school because I have time, and then she picks them up from school because I'm usually in class doing Zoom class, and she has a little time to take away. She's not a classroom teacher. She has a different type of position than I do, which is a little bit more flexible on time in some regards. So I see we got two people in the room here. Feel free to talk and chat if you let me know who's here. I got honey on my mouse because I'm trying to eat at the same time, and I'm knocking my camera all over the place. It's just a hot mess this morning. There we go. That's better. Actually, I should have grabbed my tripod, but it's in the other room, and it's in the garage, I think, and I don't feel like getting it, honestly. So anyway, I got a better solution here. Get my notepad here. I haven't even made my schedule for the day, my checklist that I normally do. Haven't done that yet. I know every once in a while you just get that morning that's just you're just off. You're just completely off. So anyway, so normally I take the kids into school, and this morning I didn't have to. So I'm sitting in bed, enjoying some coffee, just kind of mentally preparing, and I'm on my phone on YouTube, just like watching some videos, and we're just enjoying life. My wife's sitting there, she's on her phone, I'm on my phone. We're sharing jokes with each other. I'm sharing jokes from Twitter. By the way, you can follow me on Twitter at Lauer Artworks. It's down in the description. Same thing with Instagram. And then I come out here. I'm like, okay, well, I need to go get some breakfast. So we got some of these, I don't know, like grain and walnut and raisin bars. Are actually really good with some butter and honey. But so I come out here, and I'm like, I know I'm forgetting something. I know that I'm forgetting something. So I come out and I start making my breakfast. I'm like, oh crap, I should be doing something right now. Oh, that's right. I should be vlogging live on YouTube. Whoopsie doodle. So that's why it was about 10 minutes later. So sorry, guys. I know you're super counting on me being on time, but that's the nice thing about YouTube, and especially being a smaller smaller content creators. The expectations are a little bit lower, so you can kind of get away with that. Not that I want to get away with, not producing content. I even briefly thought about, oh yeah, I'll just blow it off and not do it. But I need to make sure that I stick with the routine. Like every once in a while, if like I just can't do it, if I've just got really something going on. I mean, yeah, Alberto, I bet you were waiting all morning. Actually, you've been really good. I appreciate you getting all your work done on time, and that helps me out a lot. But yeah, I mean, if there's obviously like something that's more important, like something family, I mean, that's going to take priority. If I have to do that, then obviously I'm not going to do live because, that's the priority, is doing family stuff. But you know, I don't want to get in the habit of that. Because I know if I blow off today just because I don't want to do it, then I can blow off tomorrow just because I don't want to do it, and the next day, and the next day, and some people aren't like that. Some people can get away with like 1 or 2 cheat days or something. But I know for myself and my personality that if I get a couple cheat days in there, I'll start taking advantage, and it just kind of goes downhill from there. So, yeah. Unfortunately, that means it's already 9 o'clock or past 9 o'clock. So I'm going to have to start getting ready for class, but that's okay. Even just doing this a little bit daily is establishing that routine. And if you're trying to establish routines in your own life, that's really what this is about. Is even if you're just doing a little bit, it doesn't matter what it is, whether it's exercising or doing homework or research, writing a paper, doing chores around the house, getting in a routine to where you're doing even just a little bit the same time every day, or whatever frequency you're looking to establish, being consistent with that. And it makes a lot of sense that other aspects of professional life kind of follow that as well. Speaking of YouTube, like the YouTube algorithm, I'm probably tired of hearing people talk about that. I know I am, because I research a lot of that stuff because I'm trying to figure out YouTube so I can be more effective at it. But algorithms for things like YouTube and Twitter and Instagram, Facebook, especially YouTube though, put a lot of weight on consistency. That's not the only factor, but being consistent, posting around the same time of day, same time of week on a regular basis, that weighs very heavily in the algorithm's decision to feature you in front of other people. And it also helps people's, decisions in wanting to watch you. If they know that, reasonably that you're going to post, once a week on Wednesdays or twice a week or, every 2 weeks or something, then they're more likely to check in to the platform to view you specifically if they like what you're doing. They're more likely to seek you out because they're like, oh yeah, it's been 2 weeks since I checked out this person's channel. Let me type that up. I almost forgot about them. He's probably got a new episode up. So having that consistency is key, for algorithm, but also for people as well. That's one of the reasons why in public education, we have a regular schedule. You have that not a 9 to 5, but like a weekly, daily schedule, is because it gets that consistent routine going. It establishes that routine, which is important for later on in life, whether you go to college or whether you go to work in the real world. That's important to establish that routine so that you can work effectively and consistently. So consistent habits, turning habits into routines, that's just it's important for a lot of aspects of life. This stuff really is good though. Raisins, walnuts, some like whole wheat, a little bit of sweetness, kind of a bready sort of thing. Like a primeval bar or something. I don't know. It's dense raisin bread with walnuts, but heat it up, a little butter and honey on it. Oh, it's so good. Not super filling, but like how everything darkens. I move over this way, and then it didn't do that this time. So anyway, yeah, and then the other thing that got me kind of thrown off was today. So we also have a separate Wednesday schedule for our high school schedule. and it's basically all 6 periods shortened, normally around, I think, 25 minutes or so. So enough time to like pose a question, watch a short video, nothing major or anything. But every once in a while, like today, we have a staff training after school, and so today is a minimum day, as if it wasn't already short enough. And so each class, kids get out like an hour early, like at 11:30 or something. But each class is only like 15 minutes long, which that's really not enough time. That's not enough time to do anything. Like maybe put on a YouTube video and, ask a question for the kids to answer or something. Yeah, Alberto's like, yeah, let's watch YouTube videos. That's practically all we've been doing. You know that, right? It's textbook, YouTube videos, and SketchUp for Schools. That's pretty much been this year. And I wish that we could do more than that. It's so difficult to do, but we're trying our best. We're doing our best. So, yeah. Yeah, you got other classes that have demands of you. So, that's one of the things as an electives teacher. Like, every teacher knows their class is important, but sometimes you get the feeling that some of the core class teachers, not to call out any of my colleagues or anything, because they're all wonderful individuals. They're great at their job. They do a really great job. Sometimes you get the feeling that, like, the math teachers and the English teachers and the science teachers and the history teachers, the core curriculum teachers, kind of get a little big head about the importance of their classes, which it's important, sure, but unless you're teaching a course and sort of like really heavily connecting to projects, and especially real world applications, a lot of students just aren't making that connection. And that's what I like about Woodshop so much is, we will cover math, we will cover science, we'll cover, history even. We'll cover English, writing, reading, reading technical manuals, technical literature, not literature, but technical stuff, learning how to read a manual. That's all important stuff. And so we cover all of those topics. In art, my kids get art credit for Woodshop. Because we're doing, so you're covering all these subjects within a single subject. But for a lot of kids, it's more effective because actually I should talk about this some other day more in depth. But for a lot of kids, it's more effective learning that way because it's hands-on. They see the real world application of the math. I've had kids before where I'm explaining angles and like 360 degrees and how to if you're going to make a frame in different shapes, like a triangle frame or a square frame or a hexagon frame or an octagon frame or something, taking 360 degrees, dividing that by the number of basically dividing it by the number of vertices of corners, and then splitting that in half. And it all stems from 360 degrees from a circle, and how you can figure out what angle you need to cut based on 360 degrees divided by, your based on this formula. And I've had kids who've taken geometry before, who passed geometry, and all of a sudden, or maybe didn't pass geometry, and all of a sudden they're just like, I'm showing this on the whiteboard, and in class they're just like, I understand this now. It's just like a light goes off because here's a real world example of when you would actually use it. It's like how many times you sit in class in high school and you ask the teacher, like half joking but half not, like, am I ever going to use this in real life? And the teacher's like, of course you're going to use this in real life. You might do this. And you know that the teacher's just kind of like making it up. But here's some real world examples. And kids get that, you know? So I mean, maybe I'm tooting my own horn here, but electives are so important. They really are. Alberto's got 4 out of 7 classes as electives. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. Electives are the best, really. Typically project-based, you know, especially the artistic ones. You just learn so much more out of that. Hey, Nathaniel. Hey, Zach. Good to see you guys all here. We're going to have to actually, it's 9:13. I'm actually going to have to hop on Zoom. So I wonder if I could run Zoom and YouTube Live at the same time. Huh. Should we try it? I'd be a really long live stream, but I've seen longer. What do you think, Nathaniel? Should we try and start first period? Well, I have good internet. I have good internet and a good computer. I mean, would I? I mean, because thing is, YouTube, I don't think is going to record Zoom audio. I mean, people think I'm weird anyway. All right. Okay, so I'm going to open Zoom. It's not going to like show Zoom on YouTube Live, which is good. I don't want it to. But I'm going to open Zoom and see if it boots me off of YouTube. So if I lose you, I'm not coming back. Sorry, but we're gonna try this. See what happens. Okay. Connecting. It's taking a while to connect. Maybe it's not going to work. Oh yeah, Zoom's taking forever to connect. Okay, I may have to sign off. Okay. Yep, we're gonna have to sign off of YouTube because I don't think it's gonna work with Zoom at the same time. But anyway, I'll try and be more on time tomorrow. Sorry for the delay, but okay. Well, some of you, I will see you in Zoom, and everybody else, see you tomorrow. So did you just